So there's been a lot of YouTubers that have posted videos of cars that were allegedly built with no fucks given. Matt Farah did the RX-7, TJ Hunt did Tyler Fialko's Miata, and David Patterson, that dude in blue, did a BMW 2002. And while these were all great videos of some cool cars, it's hard to say that any fucks were less given in the construction of a vehicle than this. My friend Ross's 1991 Ford Festiva. Or at least a Festiva is what it used to be before we chopped the back off and turned it into a truck, put a 6-foot tall functioning exhaust pipe on it, drilled a big hole in the roof to put a flag through it, and took the suspension out. But a lot of new subscribers don't really know the story behind the Steve, so I decided to make this video for you guys to kind of let you guys know what we did. The front suspension has nothing but bump stops, meaning the springs are completely gone, and the rear suspension has hockey pucks instead of springs. And we put 2-inch wide wheel spacers on it, and then very carefully and gracefully rolled the fenders with a resonator muffler. But as you can see, this is quite a large exhaust pipe. I am 6'4", and it's almost as tall as I am. Considering it's about 3 inches off the ground, we've ruled that it's approximately 6 feet tall. It's all made out of exhaust pipes got from O'Reilly and AutoZone, held together with a crazy combination of JB weld, wood screws, welding done with 2 car batteries, and a Harbor Freight 90 amp flux core welder. So everyone that watches my channel and watched this build progress is like, why are you making this? We already know what it's about. And everyone that hasn't watched my channel that's watching this video thinks we're probably out of our minds. But the real reason we made this video is because one thing we've never really outlined in any of my videos is how the Steve drives and how it rides. So that's the question. How does it drive? Like absolute It's ridiculously bumpy. I'll show you. It's really loud. So it's worth mentioning that today, the day we're driving this car, it's about 47 degrees outside, which is not ideal for this car. If you're one of those people that doesn't like to have the shift knob on, no worries, just pop it off, man. It just comes right out. How's the handling? You know, pretty sloppy. About what you'd expect. We just got a rock thrown inside the car. It's not an ideal winter car because it doesn't have any doors on it. Luckily the heater works, but at the same time that doesn't really matter because it has no doors on it. Oh! When you're on a straight flat road like this, it's not too bad, but you come up to a speed bump or you get a section of road that's a little more bouncy than you'd like it to be, it starts getting a little uncomfortable in this thing. But what's really terrifying is taking this thing on the freeway, which I did when we were going to a park. Oh, Jesus! When we were going to a park a few weeks ago, because Ross was driving the Tempo. Okay, we'll just go with 4th gear. We won't go with any gear. Hey, there we go. So a lot of people will probably want to know what the purpose was in building this car. We can't really say we had one other than Ross bought it for super cheap, and some beers told us that we should turn it into a pickup truck. But the cool thing about the Steve is that people either love it or they really, really hate it. And I guess that means we've done what any artist wants to be done. Their project, their media is bringing emotion, whether or not it's good or bad emotion, to the forefront. It makes you think. Makes you wonder what it's about. You can interpret it how you'd like. One person who actually seemed to enjoy the Festiva was Mr. Doug DeMiro, because we decided to take the Steve to his fan meetup when he was here in Boise. And he proceeded to ask everyone else that was there which they like better, is Aston Martin or the Steve. I'd say the general consensus was the Aston Martin, but Doug did later invite us to take the Sawzall out and cut the roof off his Aston Martin because they didn't make a V8 Vantage Targa. The shifter throw is ridiculously long, and sometimes, I don't know how Ross does it, he drives it fine. Every time I drive it, I can't find gears that I'm looking for. I got fourth. I'm pretty proud of myself right now, I gotta say. You probably can't even hear me because it's so damn loud because it has no doors. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. The keen-eyed viewer will note that I did recycle some shots from the video where we put the spacers on the Steve because there's rain clouds coming in and we're about to get rained on. This car's not great for rain because it doesn't have any doors. Be sure to check out the build of the Steve. I'll put the link to the entire playlist for this car's build in the top corner with the little eye. Click on that if you want to check it out. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/BCAutos. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.